What is going on, everybody? What is going on? How y'all feeling? I'm over here tinkering with my light, my camera, so hopefully we look good. Hopefully everything is straight. We got a great show today. Great show today. Cannot wait to get into it. Cannot wait to get into it. Selmo Fudd, what's going on? Good morning. Good morning, Selmo Fudd. How you feeling? Make sure y'all hit the like button on the way in. Make sure you hit the like button on the way in. All right, good. My sound is good there. Turn that off so it's not in my ear. Key Mathis, good morning. Cheers to an extended weekend. That's right. Martin Luther King Day on Monday. Good morning. Good morning, Beast. What's going on? How you feeling, man? How you feeling? How are you feeling? C. Brown Run, good morning. How you feeling? A.M. Williams, good morning. Good morning. Keith Hunt, Jersey in the building. We gonna talk about it. Y'all are safe from Kevin Stefanski. He is not y'all problem. I know you're excited about that. Good morning. Good morning, Charmaine. C.A. Anderson, good morning. How you feeling? Seattle in the house on this beautiful Friday. Good morning. C.A. Anderson, I thought about what you said the other day, and your boy's drinking some tea. Let me see, where the camera? Here we go. Drinking some tea, making sure I take care of my vocal cords, making sure I don't have the AM crusties. I don't want the AM crusties. I don't want it. I don't want it. So I'm making sure I'm taking care of myself. Because I talk so much, it's not something you really think about, but I'm talking for 20, 30 hours a week. So I got to take care of myself. So your boy got some tea out here. Your boy got some tea. Making sure I'm good.
I don't think he went to school nowhere. If he went to school, he didn't learn nothing.
Good morning, Latika. How you feeling today? Good morning. Our Jizzle, good morning. How you feeling? Hearing some feedback in my right ear. Miss Pamela, how you feeling? Good morning. All right, we ain't gonna worry about it. I'm not gonna get distracted by the small things. It don't matter. We got a great show today. Everybody hit the like button on the way in. Hit the like button on the way in. We got Jason Lloyd here. We got Jason Lloyd. Yeah, Q Mathis. See, Anderson was like, we either got to call this the morning voice or the AM Crusties. I'm like, AM Crusties. Oh no. I can't go out like that. I cannot go out like that. So I'm like, nah, I got to take care of myself. I have to. I have to. Good morning, Daisha. How you feeling? Laurie, good morning. How you feeling today? Laurie, I saw your comment as well as TK's comment about the chat replay. Some people go live and YouTube is like, hey, we rock with you. So YouTube will it will put up the chat replay right away. Some people I've seen it take an hour, 2 hours. Me, it take them like 24 hours to get my chat replay up. It's crazy. So I don't know why. I don't know why it takes them so long to go through my streams, but it takes them about 24 hours. But I do have it set. Shout out to Asante. Asante is the one who told me, hey man, we got to be able to read the chat replay when we watching it. So ever since then, I made sure to save it that way. So it just takes about 24 hours. Good morning, Detroit Gemini. Anthony Lima fighting with Shedeur fans again. Detroit Gemini. These losers are looking to keep people engaged and keep people talking about what they're talking about. I saw the back and forth between Anthony Lima and Emory Hunt. Emory Hunt keeping it on football, and we need the chat replay. So that's something. Shout out to Asante. He's not here yet, but it's because of him. It's because of him. I saw them going back and forth, and to me, this is how I look at the situation with these people like Anthony Lima. First off, they're losers. Second off, they claim to be playing the role of the troll and this and that. What they are doing is they are trying to keep engagement. They don't have nothing to talk about, y'all. They can't talk about the football that's happening right now. They don't know enough about the game. They cannot talk about anything that's currently happening. Shedeur is getting a break. Shedeur is getting a rest. Shedeur is not in the spotlight. He's not in the spotlight. So I'm not worried about Anthony Lima. Losers, stay over there. Stay over there. Stay over there. So Anthony Lima can stay where he at. Make sure he does what Josh says.
Everybody stay on that side when they switched up. You switched up, stay on that side, man.
Gotta stay over there. Gotta stay over there. Zadrick, what's going on? How you feeling, man? How you feeling today? You sound real good today. Got to keep you in good health. The grind doesn't stop. For real, the grind don't stop. Grind don't stop. And I'm telling you, it's so funny because, like, we interact more than people think. When I do a live stream and I'm here for 2 hours, at least 2 hours, 3 times a week, then we do a watch party on the weekend, then we're in Patreon, it becomes a part of your day. And at least for me, I remember the stuff that y'all say, and I'll just be sitting somewhere just thinking about it, and I'll be laughing. So I was thinking about, I didn't mind the morning voice, but the AM crusties, I said no. You got to take better care of yourself. So I really just thought about it. I was like, I got to start doing more to make sure I take care of myself, because I'm working a lot, y'all. I'm working a ton, but on the flip side, I got to take care of myself to make sure I can keep producing. Keep producing. Lima sure is. Emory told him, keep it on football, for real. No, he mad because Emory checked him about being disingenuous, just in his feelings as always. Yeah, I saw that. I saw that back and forth, Zedric. I saw that. I like how Emory kept it on football. So Anthony Lima, he got to stay on that side. I think he's wearing thin on Ken, though. When you got to watch who you align yourself to. So I know everybody says, collab, work with this person, work with that person. Maya Angelou told us that the most dangerous people are the people who get up here and act like they don't have no skeletons in their closet, or that they don't have a closet at all. You got to watch who you align yourself with, because now Ken Carmen, when he is on the right side of history, he's going to catch strays because he's aligned to Anthony Lima. So you just got to be careful who you align yourself with. CO7-111, good morning. How you feeling today? How you feeling? How you feeling? So, y'all, we got Jason Lloyd on the Summer Jam screen. He just don't like Shedeur. And I wish he would just say, I don't like Shedeur. He should just say that. His life would be way easier. He refuses to say that. So he keeps digging himself. He keeps digging himself in a deeper hole, and that's on him.
You about to lose your job. You about to lose your job.
Everybody stay on that side when they switched up. You switched up, stay on that side, man.
Good morning, Marie. How you feeling today? Happy Friday. How are you feeling today? How you feeling? All right, just got an alert on my phone. Got to stay focused. Can't be distracted. But Jason Lloyd would have been better off just saying, hey, you know what? I don't know if I really rock with Shedeur. Instead of doing that, he's digging himself a hole. And he's using stats that he doesn't fully understand. Now, from the very beginning, I told y'all, he doesn't understand the stat. He doesn't understand the game of football. He wrote an article, and Detroit Gemini was saying, hey, he's going to put out this article. Then somebody was responding to something I said, and they're like, oh, he's going to put out this article. And I was waiting for the article. He put out the article yesterday at 7 a.m. So we're going to get to it. The funny thing is, when I initially broke down EPA, I immediately said he doesn't understand this stat. Guess what, y'all? He is going to give examples about EPA that actually prove my point why EPA can be a flawed stat. It's crazy, y'all. So he crushed his own argument using his stat. That is what happens when you have a lack of understanding. You put your foot in your mouth. You put your foot in your mouth. Good morning. Wet 11s. How you feeling today? Good morning. Emory is consistently consistent. Why I trust his analysis more than those other analysts. And he doesn't move off his spot even if he's out there by himself. CO7111, amazing point. And that's how I feel. That's how I look at situations. I will stand on a cloud by myself and I will not move off something if I feel firmly in it, and nobody's going to move me off. Peer pressure is not going to move me off. Talking trash in the comments is not going to move me off. Just wait. In a lot of these cases with these situations, I'm not wrong. I'm just early. I'm just the first one to point it out. And I point things out so early that I look crazy. Only for people to come back and just repeat what I say. Only for them to come back and repeat what I say. So I definitely rock with people who are firm in their stance and they make it clear where they stand. Those are the people I rock with. I rock with those people. So I rock with Emory Hunt for sure. It's just Maya. Happy Friday. So if I had the opportunity to talk to Jason, that's exactly what I would say to him. Just say you don't like Shedeur or stop playing with yourself. You're looking goofy out here. You're looking real funny in the light. Y'all remember when the new 20s came out? The new 20s came out. He looking real funny in the light. The new $100 bills came out. They looking funny in the light. You hold that thing up to the light, it's looking funny, y'all. It's looking real funny. Black Pearl, top of the morning. How you feeling today? How you feeling? Tessa, good morning. How you feeling today? Tessa, you said something that was funny, and I still remember it every time you come in the chat, so I might have to look for it and find it. You came in the chat, and it was one day, and it was something that we were speaking about previously on another stream, and you said, well. And I can't remember what it was, but every time you come into the chat, I think about well. I think that's from the dog on maybe Family Guy, but I got to find that because I think about that every time because it's just funny. It just always stick with me. So shout out to you, Tessa. Shout out to you. Let's get this thing rolling. Selmo Fudd, he sent me his jersey. We were talking about jerseys the other day. Let me switch over here. Selmo Fudd sent me his jersey, and for some reason TikTok would not let me show it, but I said, dang, his jersey is fresh. Let me show this. So where we got at? This is the jersey that Selmo Fudd made for himself. So shout out to Selmo Fudd, fresh jersey. We were talking about the Shedeur jerseys, the brown jerseys, different colors. So shout out to Selmo Fudd. I rock with that. Hopefully he's still here in the chat because I did say I was going to show it. So I had to take a screenshot and send it from my phone to do some other stuff. But shout out to Selmo Fudd. I like that. That's fresh. Let me go here. Let's get that organized. Let's get this thing started, y'all. So actually, we're going to start off with some motivation. I was ready for this article that Jason Lloyd was putting out, and I was thinking, I was like, man, we got to get prepared. Jason Lloyd, I'm thinking he has an ether. I'm thinking he has a not like us. I'm thinking he has all these stats that just gonna make Shedeur look crazy. So I'm ready. I woke up super early when that article came out, and I'm like, man, y'all, I got to get ready for it. I got to be ready. And I saw the article. Y'all, I was just laughing to myself. I was like, this the best you got? So you, all that time, you were hyping up this article. You were hyping up this thing. You had people talking about it early. You had people waiting on this thing to release. and it was a dud. It was a flop. I was thinking, why do we wait for this? But that's okay. He gonna make some good content because we gonna tear it apart anyway. we gonna break it down anyway. So we gonna get this thing started. Who is 32? He made a custom jersey. He made a custom jersey with his own name on it. So yeah, he made it for himself. Jason, Lloyd, and Lima talking from the same loser playbook. They are. They don't understand football. When we really get to it today, I'm really going to expose how, first off, how EPA is way more of a team stat. Jason, in your article, you said some things that seemed like you was directly responding to me. Was you talking to me, Jason? I just got to know. Jason, holla at your boy. Let me know. If you want to know more about the game of football, holla at me, man. I will get you up to speed. I will have you right by the fall when it's time for the preseason. But you said some stuff, and I was laughing like, you seen my TikToks? You seen my YouTube shorts? Maybe you have. Maybe you have. Shanithia, what's going on? How you feeling today? How are you feeling?
Broncos country, let's ride. Broncos country, let's ride.
Come to Offtharecorddee, where we gonna read your super chats. Your voice is gonna be heard. What's going on, Shanithia? We gonna be here. We gonna be here. We gonna be here in this thing. So definitely, do what you gotta do. Handle work, but we gonna be here. Shanithia, you know he don't. He don't know what he's talking about. He don't know what he's talking about, y'all. He doesn't know what he's talking about. Something else that I find funny is I'm not going to show a lot of UCSS, but it's funny because they're going to be talking about quarterbacks and they're going to be like, how many NFL team needs quarterbacks? And they're going to be counting them out. And then they're going to be talking about, wait, everybody not going to get a quarterback. So y'all know we had to bring Lil Johnny back because Lil Johnny has been talking about it. Lil Johnny told y'all a long time ago it wasn't enough quarterbacks to go around. Y'all finally got here. So Lil Johnny's going to make a guest appearance later, y'all. The Shedeur hatred by middle-aged Caucasian men really ought to be studied. For real. Because it don't make sense. All he has to do is just admit that he has a personal dislike for 12. Through the Fire podcast, what is going on? That's all he has to do. That's all he has to do. All he has to do is say he's not my cup of tea, and he can move on. But he cannot move on. Key Mathis, my bad. This part-time bot is getting on my nerves. Dude, you don't never be here. You don't never show up on time. When I say certain things, you're supposed to give a command. They don't. My bad, Key Mathis. My bad. Hopefully he didn't time you out. Yeah, the bot is tripping. Those EPA stats show that Junkins is one of the worst running backs in the NFL, and we know that's not true. The same guy that Jason said is a stud, so it applies to Shedeur, but no one else. You are on to something. You're on to something, Marie. You're on to something. I stand firmly on EPA as a team stat. I stand firmly on that side. Come on, Jason, cross the line. We'll greet you real nice over here. All he got to do is admit it. Just admit it. Say you don't understand. That's all he has to do. D, what do you think of Lima saying people think of Shedeur as MLK or Dubois? I don't even have a comment. I don't have a comment for Anthony Lima. He's a troll. He's trolling. He's trying to maintain his engagement. He needs a salacious Shedeur story to get people to respond. So I can't give him too much attention. I can't give him too much. Lil Johnny got his three apples today. Lil Johnny got 7 football teams today, Zedric. He has 7 football teams. They all need a quarterback. We had to bring him back. Him saying Shedeur needs to be cut was diabolical. For real. It was. It showed us true feelings towards Shedeur. Now Mendoza is a 5th round pick, like I said. Also, I forgot. Dante Moore is going back to school. Do y'all remember? I know Zedric remember this because Zedric be on point. Zedric, do you remember I said there's so many of these quarterbacks that need to go back to school when I used to do the quarterback live stream on Tuesdays? It's all good, Key Mathis. We got you a wrench. We gonna make sure you don't got to deal with that. Zedric, do you remember I said these quarterbacks need to go back to school? Now they're mad because he decided to do what's best for himself and not just jump in the water with the Sharks and go to the NFL. So did they ever really have the best intentions for Dante Moore? Because he's going back, y'all. He's going back. He's going back. My jersey too big. Inbox me, D. Okay, back. Charmaine, I sent you a message on Patreon. Lima is a Caucasian version of Emmanuel Acho. Rage better, for real. Just trying to get people in their feelings. We need Lil Johnny to throw the apples at Jason. Jason Lloyd. You just got to do better, brother. Do better. Let's get this thing started. On this Friday, this extended weekend. We got a lot of stuff going on this weekend. We're going to be very active hanging out with each other this weekend. So let's get this thing started. We got to start it right. Let's get this guy off the screen. Let's get him off the screen.
Told me that I was going to be famous. She said I wouldn't be famous for singing, which was obvious. But she said, you're going to be famous. But remember, you can't get so high, somebody won't try to bring you down. So what my great aspiration, my greatest ambition is to be so good. Now, in that way, I'm tiresome, as I suppose, to live with, because I want to be a fantastic human being.
I love that, Charles. I love that. They're going to try to knock you off when you get too high, but that's okay, because we're going to be fantastic human beings regardless. Jason's not a real Browns fan. He wants the team to fail so bad because he doesn't know how to write about winning football. You are correct. Ivar, are you Haitian? Are you French? Help me with your name. Asante, what's going on? How you feeling? Asante, what is going on? How you feeling today? I noticed that G. Bush didn't give Jason that energy when he said he didn't agree that Shedeur should be the starter and on the team. G. Bush looked straight and said to himself, not today, devil. Yeah, shout out to G. Bush. I don't know how G. Bush sits up there where they just spew the nonsense all the time, because I would be like, man, I can't do this every day. I cannot do this every day. Yeah, we talked about that. John Mateer going back as well. For real, these guys, it's not just about the money. They want to make sure they're prepared when they make it to the NFL. Dante Moore is only 20 years old. It's no rush for him to run to the Jets and then they can just flip him and say he wasn't good and then he has a journeyman NFL career. So it's no rush. Make sure, even if you go to the Jets next year, make sure you're prepared. What is interesting about Dante Moore is ESPN still putting him in first round even after last game, but Shedeur didn't play another snap after his bowl game and he dropped. Yes, Haitian, pronounce Ivar. You know what? I was looking and I was like, I got to get this right. Sapase. I know a little bit. I know it. Tikal. Not a lot. Shout out to you. Where we leave off at? G. Bush has made up his mind that he's not going to entertain their foolishness anymore. Smart move, honestly. For real. For real. All right, let's get to the next motivation I got. I was ready. I'm telling y'all, I was ready. I was thinking like, man, I got to get ready. Jason Lloyd, he got something real good for us. He doesn't. This was me, y'all.
The stage is set for me to be ranked as the greatest of all time. Ain't no way they can have no excuses after this. I got them cornered. I got the world cornered. He should have waited 3 more years. Maybe in 3 more years, I may have slowed down a little. But don't you believe that brainwash stuff? You've been watching me train, you watch me dance, and it looked better than I did 10 years ago. Right. Don't talk that stuff about my legs ago. I want to train 20 rounds today. They won't let me. That's right. They said I can't. I was 240 at one time. They say he's fat. Look at me now. Don't tell me that ain't a perfect specimen of a man. Go ahead. Look at that body. Slim, trim, and on my toes. Oh, I'm on my toes now. Oh, I'm on my toes.
Oh, I'm on my toes. I'm on my toes. That's how I was getting ready. That's how I was getting ready, y'all. That's how I was getting ready for this Jason Lloyd article. Hey, he dropped a dud. He dropped a dud, y'all. A big dud. Lyman be on social media too much. He takes what people say and uses it to judge Shedeur's football play. He is the worst. Now he's saying the Browns will be bad this year. They don't. These people don't matter. So it's a lot of stuff that I say, y'all. It's a lot of stuff that I say. I say it early, but I'm right. Year 2 will not be like year 1. That's just it, y'all. Year 2 will not be the same. I'm telling you, people are going to change the station. They're going to turn the TV off on these people. Year 2 will not be the same. It will not be the same, y'all. It won't be the same. It won't be the same. Isn't it crazy that most of us collectively made up in our minds to distance ourselves from Cleveland media? Talk to him, Zedric. Talk to him. The racists see the cultural change coming, so they fear change. They would rather keep losing than change to become winners. Crazy work. Talk to him. Talk to him. To change around the losing, you have to change up. You can't do it the same way. You got to switch up. Tiger 84, stop I say. They need your engagement for content. Don't take the bait, D. Yeah, that's why I like the Limas and all that stuff. I was like, man, I can't show these people. I can't show these people. We got some good things going on. Ivy League Mac, what's going on? How you feeling, man? What is going on? How you feeling? Those folks continue to fail up. How is it that Kevin Stefanski loses 3/4 of his games he coaches and yet gets consideration for another head coaching job? Must be nice. For real. For real. For real. All the while, Shedeur is chilling in London, minding his NFL QB1 business. For real. You see the Browns is coming around to it. Y'all notice the social media change and how the Browns are promoting Shedeur. Just going to put that out there, y'all. Just going to put that out there so y'all see it. It's not crazy. It's about protecting our peace. We have no more energy for rage baiting, for real. They got to stay on that side. Stay over there. Stay over there. Oh, D, I think I said, well, after the Titans game, and Jeff said that Shedeur couldn't play. Notice we ain't seen Jeff since, but if y'all see me, tell him I said I'm looking for him. He ran away. Ain't seen or heard from him. He was here. They messed up my draft pick. What draft pick? They not. People were speaking too soon. Dante Moore is not coming to the NFL, y'all. Your savior is not coming. He's not coming. PSA, EPA interceptions are going to be misused to downplay the potential we witness from winter to summer. Lucrative vision for real. For real. It is. What we got up on the docket first? Great motivation. Maya is always dropping them nuggets, and Ali's confidence is personified. For real. That combination, I told y'all, I thought I was getting ready. I thought we was about to get in here, and we didn't even have to because it's not as good as I thought. And the EPA thing, we're going to dismantle the EPA thing. We called it out in real time, but we're going to break this down in real time. We're going to call it out. We're going to show the flaws. We're going to show you the mistakes in EPA where you have people who don't understand the game of football. They're trying to quantify what's going on. Using charts and graphs because they don't understand what they're looking at. And it's the downside of analytics. Shaking my head, Cleveland media knows that their viewing time is coming to an end for real. They Marie, they scrambling and scraping for a new story. They scrambling and scraping for a Shedeur story. They are trying. All right, let's keep it moving. Let's keep going. Shout out to Shanithia. Shanithia sent me this. NFL Network, Steve Weiss should be inducted into the Black College Football Hall of Fame. We got to celebrate our people who are out here doing big things. This is Steve Weiss right here. This is Steve Weiss. Watched him a long time. All across a lot of different mediums pertaining to sports. Not just the NFL, but he is part of the Hall of Fame class of 2026. So shout out to him. Shout out to him. This article is from NFL.com. So we got to celebrate our people in real time, y'all. We got to celebrate our people in real time. We got to give them their props in real time. When they accomplish certain things, we got to call it out in real time. So he's been doing this a long time. He's been doing this. You've seen him all over ESPN, ESPN2, dating back a long time. But we got to clap it up for him, y'all. We got to clap it up for him. Shout out to Steve Weiss. Congratulations on your success, and congratulations to you moving forward on the continued success that you'll have. Shout out to Steve Weiss, y'all. Shout out to Steve Weiss. Shout out to Shanithia for sending that to me. Because we do a lot of like video things and stuff like that, but we got to give our people their flowers in real time, and not just always latch on to the negative things, but as people are getting celebrated in real time, we're going to celebrate them in real time. So. Shout out to Steve Weiss. Lord, please don't send Kevin to the Titans. We deserve better. Cam Ward ain't going for that. Cleveland media low-key wants another QB so they can go through the same thing this year. This is probably the most coverage they ever received. Not probably, it is. Them checks are up for them. Everyone wants to be a skip. For real. There was a chart I saw yesterday that basically showed neither Shedeur nor Dylan had enough help, and Shedeur was in a worse spot than Dylan. Was it an EPA chart, Zedric? Just curious. Because you could describe EPA that way. Let's keep it moving. Dun, dun, dun. Dun, dun, dun. Everybody want Kevin Stefanski. Kevin Stefanski going to be the hottest coach out there. Kevin Stefanski is going to be hired in a day. It's going to take one day for Kevin Stefanski to be hired. One day, y'all. Dang, maybe I don't know what a day is, because Kevin Stefanski got fired when? And he's still not hired. When is he gonna get a job, y'all? Who want Kevin? Kevin. It's gonna be all right, man. Do better, brother. Do better. Everybody said Kevin was going to the New York Giants. Dun, dun, dun. Dun, dun, dun.
Breaking news from the NFL. All right, Adam Schefter joining us on SportsCenter. You just posted on social media, Adam, news surrounding John Harbaugh. What can you tell us?
Arda, the New York Giants and John Harbaugh are now finalizing an agreement to make him the next head coach of the New York Giants and to make him the first head coach hired in this tumultuous coaching cycle. No team was more aggressive than the New York Giants in pursuing John Harbaugh, who spent Wednesday in the Giants facility meeting with various team owners, officials, even players, including their quarterback Jackson Dart. And obviously he was supposed to be talking with the Tennessee Titans and the Atlanta Falcons. Right now, it doesn't seem like that's going to happen because all focus is on getting a deal done with the New York Giants. The Giants look like they're going to be getting the coach that they wanted, and he is going to be the guy that succeeds Brian Daboll and Mike Kafka to bring stability to this organization that has struggled to capture that. Somebody who coached 18 seasons in Baltimore, the Giants want to have a similar type of run in New York with the Giants.
So you telling me Kevin Stefanski couldn't do that? I thought Kevin was going to New York. I thought his guys were rooting for him. I thought Dan Orlovsky was saying Kevin is going to go straight to New York. All he needs is a young quarterback. Now Harbaugh's going to turn it around? Harbaugh was their guy? Kevin, you took that trip out there for no reason, brother. Hey, look, man. Kevin. Kevin. Collect that check. Go get with a young offensive mind. Study a lot of football and upgrade your offensive system. And go be an OC somewhere next year. Your stuff is outdated. Nobody is crying when you leave like Mike Tomlin. Nobody is shocked when you got fired. Nobody is saying, Kevin Stefanski is my coach. He did so much for me, like they're coming out and saying for other guys. We seen everybody post everything about Mike Tomlin. Why they not post nothing about Kevin? And the Cleveland media wanted us to believe Kevin's going to be hired right away. He's going to be the top head coaching candidate. Really? Kevin ain't got no job, y'all. He's like Tommy from Martin. He busy. He real busy. But he ain't got no job. Come on, man. Why should we listen to Cleveland media? How many times could Cleveland media be wrong? How many times? They got to do better, y'all. They got to do better. John gets out coached in big games, in my opinion. Get your money, John. Hey, they paying you? Get your money. They paying you? Get your money. Anybody seen Dayball? Man, nowhere to be found. He gonna be somebody's OC. Stefanski should never get a head coach job again after what he did to Shedeur, but if he does, the NFL was behind this. I think he's gonna get another job. I don't know how soon or when, but usually coaches get to burn down two organizations before they don't get another job. So he'll get to burn down another organization. Harbaugh put a wrench in his plans. Yes, he did, C.A. Anderson. Browns will have a coach hired before he gets a job. Zedrick, I agree with that. Kevin going to the house. That's where he going for real. Kevin texting his homies, what y'all doing today? Kevin, we working. We can't be hanging out with you all day. We can't go play golf. Ain't Dylan free? Hit up Dylan. Why don't y'all go play golf? You know what I'm saying? We got work to do out here. Dan Lennon like, hey, I got Dante Moore to come back. I'm working out here, man. I can't go golf with you today. Hit up Dylan. I heard they free. They trying to get up out the cold anyway. Holla at your peoples, Kevin. Holla at your peoples. Shedeur had by far the worst situation in the league if you're actually looking at it objectively. That's a fact. Harbaugh is about to get exposed. Not nearly enough credit to Ozzie Newsome. Or Jizzle. That's what I'm talking about. Harbaugh wants full control over the roster, and he's never done that before? Okay. Yeah, all right. Definitely hit the like button, y'all. Hit the like button. On the way in, hit the like button. He's still going on his 30 visits. God works in mysterious ways. Woohoo! C.A. Anderson. For real. When he said that to Shedeur on that draft call, I was very alarmed. I was like, this is very weird to me. I never heard Kevin Stefanski talk in any religious sense, any religious way, and he said that, and I was like, okay. All right. Emory Hunt, the only real one who says Kevin won't get a job this year, for real. DG is a supercomputer. Shedeur Sanders beat him out. So what does that make Shedeur? Hey, they got to create a new word for it. He is a gaming PC, I guess. Kevin Stefanski is just getting milk for info and interviews. He's not getting a head coach job this year. Book it. Ivy League Max says, no job for you. No job for you. All those players saw took note how he handled the situation with Shedeur. CO7111, for real, facts. Kevin Stefanski was an awful coach who couldn't even say Shedeur's name. The mistreatment of Shedeur, the other players saw it all. They're saying, keep him out of our locker room. For real, we don't want him. We don't want him. The Giants was not going to let him mess up Dart, for real. Yeah, him and Dylan live up the street from each other. Hey, y'all better go play some golf. Y'all got free time. Y'all got free time. He needs to try a college team. For real. You ain't got no job, Kevin. You ain't got no job. For real. The media, including Shedeur Sanders, kills me with the Giants was the best job because of the quarterback situation. Like Shedeur is a reason not to take the Browns head coaching job. Shaking my head. It's so backwards. I told y'all Browns is a top 3 job, no matter who of these extra people got fired. I told y'all Browns is a top 3 job. I wonder how Dylan feels over this. I don't. I don't. He can feel how he feels. He can feel how he feels. Guy definitely did work mysteriously in Shedeur's favor. Talk to him. Talk to him. A.M. Williams says Shedeur is AI. Yeah, because, I mean, if Dylan is a supercomputer, what's better than a supercomputer? It got to be AI. It got to be AI because he didn't hold up his end. Let's keep this thing moving forward, y'all. Let's keep it moving forward. Wait. I'm missing something. Hold on. Let me find it. Let me find this real quick because I want to show y'all Dante Moore and I want to show y'all his reason. Dante Moore explains why he's going back. So let me see if I have it here. I thought I had it saved. If not, I can find it real quick. All right, let me find it real quick. I thought I put the Dante Moore story in here, but we're going to get to it. All right, here we go. I got it here.
Prepared as I can for any situation I go into.
Hold on, Dante. Hold on, Dante. Hold up. Wait a minute. All right, what's going on, Dante? How you feeling, man? Looking fresh. Got the hair out. Shedeur Sanders was for Shannon Sharp phony. Explain more what you mean, Black Pearl. How many times is Dart in that tent? His career has already been shortened. For real. A bunch of times. In that same call, Andrew also told him it's time to prove everybody who passed on you wrong. For real. Dylan already back in Hawaii with his fiance. Dylan probably don't even want to play anymore. It's too hard for him. Kevin, hit your boy up, man. Go get some golf in. Work on that swing. Work on that handicap. You got a lot of free time out here. Dante Moore, tell us.
To me, just making my decision. Of course, I want to feel most prepared, and this is best for my situation, especially as a quarterback. And with my decision, it's been very tough. I prayed a lot about it. Talked to many people, my mentors, and people I just look up to. And with that being said, of course, I'll be coming back to Oregon for one more year and being able to play for the Oregon Ducks and, of course, reach our goal and be national champions.
Okay.
So this is what we're going to do, y'all. We're giving Dante Moore his flowers because his future is in his hands. And he expressed he needs more reps. He's going to talk about it here. He needs to see more defense. He needs to be prepared. They saw what Shedeur went through. They saw the criticism Shedeur got. They saw how people are breaking down Shedeur tape. They saw how they are looking at every one of their moves. These guys, they're making the money, so it's not about the money. He was going to be a top 2 pick. It's not about the money for him. He wants to be prepared to do the job when he goes into the NFL. He is looking at people like Anthony Richardson, who had a low amount of starts. He's looking at Mitch Trubisky, low amount of starts. He's looking at these guys and he's saying, I cannot put myself in their situation. I can't do it. I need to make sure I'm prepared. I applaud him. I saw he wasn't ready early. Everybody eventually got there. But I applaud him for making this tough decision because a lot of people just sort of ran for the glory of the NFL. He is looking at his long-term success in his playing career, and he's only 20 years old. He's only 20 years old, y'all. So he is not going to come off everybody's board. He's not going to be 26 when he's leaving. None of that. So he made the best decision for him. The NFL has to adapt to what is currently happening in college football. They haven't adapted to it. They still think, oh, you're going to be I heard all these former NFL players saying, man, you're going to be a top 2 pick. You just go. You just go. Yeah, let me run into a situation that I'm not prepared for. And then y'all going to criticize me. Y'all going to critique me. And then before I get the chance to really learn, y'all going to call me a bust. Y'all going to stamp me as a bust. I'm making sure I'm prepared when I go into the situation. I'm not telling y'all got to applaud him. I'm going to applaud him, y'all. I'm going to applaud him for making this decision, making the best decision for him. The NFL needs to adapt. The NFL needs to adjust. These guys are not just running out there so y'all can criticize them and critique them and, bury them. They're not doing it. So big props to Dante Moore. Big props to him. Big props to him. Dylan going to be or Dante Moore going to be backup too. I don't think he's gonna be a backup to Dylan Raiola. Dylan about to take his wife's name or hyphenate. What's up, D? Britt, you a wild boy. You a wild boy, Britt. Not the hyphenate and add her name. Oh no. Hopefully not. Hey, stand on your square, man. Stand on your square. Put your name out there. Put your name out. Don't do it, Dylan. Don't do it. Hola, my friend. Hola, mi amigo. What is going on, Brett? Nobody else could have handled this Okay, let me start over. Nobody else could have handled this but Shedeur. What Dylan is learning the business side of football. He definitely is. Zedrick could be top 5 next year. I agree with that. Why is it that when a black QB goes back to school, the legacy media is in an uproar? The NFL want these QBs to struggle, yet offer no development. How, Sway? For real.
Relax. You ain't got the answers. I'm asking you ain't been doing the education.
Because they're showing their true intentions are not to offer what is best for the player. That's what it is. They don't have the best interest of the player at hand. That's why they just want to rush him into the NFL draft, rush him to a bad organization. And he's like, no, I'm going to learn to read defense. I'm going to see more football. When I get to the NFL, they're going to teach me more on breaking down coverages and how to attack them. That's what they're going to do. So for him, he's not running out there. He don't have to. He doesn't have to. Situations matter. Dante got a good support system in his ear. I agree with that. Dante wasn't a starter before Oregon. He was a backup. He was even backup to Dylan. So it's crazy how they really thought he was better than Shedeur. KC, it don't make no sense. On Nightcap, Shannon Sharp kept saying the Giants was the best job because they have a quarterback. He also said that taking a CB job is risky because they don't have a quarterback, as if Shedeur isn't there. Oh, the Browns job. I just gotta say it, y'all. Shannon Sharp is teetering that line. He's about to be on this. He's about to be on that other side, y'all.
Everybody stay on that side when they switched up. You switched up, stay on that side, man.
He about to be on that side, y'all. Shannon Sharp about to be on that side. He's about to be on that side, y'all, for real. He's about to be over there because the way that he is talking, the stuff that he is saying, he about to be on that side. The same way I broke down Shannon Sharp and I said he didn't know what he was talking about, the Browns getting the quarterback. We looked at all the free agents. We talked about the Browns' financial situation. Shannon Sharp is about to be on that side, y'all. He about to be over there. He about to be over there. Anybody seen where Shedeur is? Yeah, he is across the pond. He is across the pond living his life. Raiola isn't that impressive. Nah, he needs more. He needs more time. Shannon Sharp is exactly what Ray Lewis said he is. Who will sell his soul for money. Yeah, he is walking his way to that side. He's walking over there. I think people are overrating these QBs as usual. Dart is risky, almost too risky. Can Harbaugh reel that in? I don't know. I don't know that either. It's a hard thing to do because he wants to play that way. Lamar wasn't as risky early on. He was not. He was not. What Dante Moore doing is smart. It's very smart. Doggy Bone, what's going on? Orangeburg, South Carolina. Orangeburg, South Carolina in the house. Doggy Bone, they some workers. We some workaholics. I know you probably on one of your jobs working. That's how we get it in, Doggy Bone. We put the work in. Refer to the What She Said podcast. I love that young sister's take and position as she brings the good. I've seen some of her stuff. I'll just say this. For people who agree with me, it's hard for me to watch their stuff a lot because it can kind of cloud how I view things. And then I don't know if it's my thoughts or their thoughts. So shout out to everybody out here putting in that work. Shout out to everybody that's in content creation. Shout out to everybody. But it's just hard for me as a content creator to consume too much content where people agree with me. So shout out to her. Shout out to her. She doing her thing. Dante is very smart. He knows that Cleveland media would dog him out too. It doesn't matter who the QB is, for real. And New York is gonna be no different. Black Pearl, yes, he has to stay on that side. Yeah. Shannon, he walking right over there. Nobody invited him. Nobody sent him over there. He just walked right over there. So he just went over there. I have learned it is anybody but Shedeur trained. The sad thing is these people have not figured out what God has for Shedeur is for him. For real. They ain't figured it out. Shannon too busy with Michelle and Julie. He ain't watching no football. Tessa, you wild. You wild. D, Shannon is already on that side. Hey, y'all said he already over there.
Everybody stay on that side when they switched up. You switched up, stay on that side, man.
Shedeur is in London. Bucky said it in his last video. Shedeur probably doing some promo over there. They left Shedeur. I agree. Our Jizzle says, do not recommend her show at all. Man, okay. Wow. Y'all usually don't come out firmly against people. So if y'all come out firmly against them, hey, it is what it is. So it is what it is. But I always say, like, content creation is a hard thing. So I salute anybody that's working in content creation, even if, I'm not agreeing with what you say or what you don't say. D, I have low tolerance for the bull junk. Yeah. There's a bunch of times where I've said, Shannon Sharp, I just didn't like the way he was going. I didn't like what he was doing. And you know this. Hey, for real. And you know this, man. Working job one, remote as I type. For real. I know what it is. I know what it is. Anthony Lima is watching Know Your Girl because he tweeted about Shedeur fans accusing the Browns of Shedeur's robbery. Yeah, they just out there in the weeds. They way out there in the weeds. Shannon has always been overly critical of Shedeur and Dion. Sorry, he's on that side. Say he on that side.
Everybody stay on that side when they switched up. You switched up, stay on that side, man.
Man, oh man. Yeah, I didn't know people were accusing Browns of Shedeur's robbery. Yeah, that was just wrong. We know that wasn't the case. So I don't know, man. I try not to get too caught up in the weeds and this stuff. I'm too busy working for some of this. Let's go. He's going to explain why he's going back.
Okay, so you mentioned the fact, obviously, that you guys lost to Indiana in the semis. You kept using the word preparation, being prepared for your next step. What went into this decision?
Yeah, ever since my freshman year at UCLA, that was a year that, of course, made me think of football as something that, every day you have to get prepared for. And with this moment, last year I was with Dylan Gabriel. I was behind him. I learned from him. He was a veteran quarterback. Of course, that was in college football.
What early conversations have you and your guys had about climbing the mountaintop to a title next season?
Yeah, a lot of times these conversations, everybody kept asking me, what am I doing? And, it's hard for me to tell them personally. But since I announced it, they know that when it comes to me coming back, that I'm gonna push them. They're gonna push me. Of course, when it comes to just O linemen, running backs, the defense side of the ball, just everybody, we have young talent. This team was very young this year, and through this, through this season, we had a lot of adversity and we faced a lot. But with this year, it helps us, lead into next year. So I'm excited for this team.
I'm curious because obviously you mentioned how your season did not end the way you wanted. How close were you to trying to make the next step and go into the NFL?
Yeah, it was very tough. I mean, like I said, since a 4-year-old, I dreamed about playing in the NFL, and of course, the NFL is something that the professionals play at, and I feel like I could have been excited going into there and wherever I got drafted, being blessed to be where I am, but I kind of feel like coming back is the best thing for me to make sure that when that day does happen, that I'm full prepared. I'm able to go and play my best ball.
And you just used the word prepared again. So what do you need to improve on most as a passer and a leader moving forward?
Yeah, my leadership, that's the biggest thing. Being around this team for 2 years now, of course, they heard my voice a lot this year, but I feel like when it comes to me pushing my teammates and making sure that they're at their best, I mean, I can become a better leader. And when it comes to my play style, just dissecting defenses, being able to be comfortable with if I see a defense that I know I've seen this coverage before and how to attack it. And there's a lot of great memories. And of course, I'm still 20 years old, so I'm still young and I have a lot of memories to make out here in college. I'm excited to be around the guys.
Yeah, that's the thing that we keep saying. It's like he's just a 20-year-old quarterback, so he has a long runway. As we know, Dylan Raiola, he's going to be your backup next season. What do you make of having him in the quarterback room with you?
Yeah, he's a great dude. Of course, we haven't talked much, but just seeing him and how he just competes. I know when he comes here that he's going to be a great guy for the quarterback room. I want to make sure that, I give him, my idea, my thoughts that Dylan Gabriel did for me, and make sure that I just give him the, the resources to make sure he's better on his game. But I know when he comes here, he's not going to, fall and, not push me. I know he's going to push me. I never compete and have fun. I'm glad to be able to see him.
Okay, so I know your season just ended not long ago. You're now moving and going back to Oregon. What is the first step that you're going to make? Obviously, it's the off season, but what are you going to do next?
Truthfully,
you don't talk about taking some time away and getting away, but he made this decision for himself, and I appreciate and I applaud him for that. People who make the tough decision in real time, especially doing what's best for them, because the NFL is just they're going to bring you in, they're going to praise you, and they're going to wait to get rid of you and throw you out. So smart move by Dante Moore. Shout out to him for what he did. It makes so much sense. Wet 11s, D, so put him on the list. Man, put Shannon on the list. On the ops list. I haven't listened to Nightcap in weeks, thank God. Yeah, I haven't listened to him either. It's kind of not that much. Man, our Jizzle says she messy. Uh-oh. Wonder what made him want to do this live. Yeah, I'm surprised by that too because he's not the most vocal person. So surprised by that. What could he actually learn from Dylan though? Usually quarterbacks who don't have the physical tools, you can learn from like how to read defenses, even if they can't follow through on the field. Usually if they don't follow through on the field, they can explain it, which is what we heard about Dylan. So he can explain things to you, even if he can't physically do them. So that's probably something you can learn from him. And she be wrong about a lot of things. Oh, shucks. Kevin is apparently the favorite for the Falcons job. Another one? They're just throwing every job on him. The Falcons want nothing to do with Kevin. Yeah, I would want Kevin. Oh man. Okay. All right. Yeah. I'm gonna let y'all do y'all thing on the conversation about that. I don't watch anybody enough to have a conversation about it. Or I don't watch her enough to have a conversation about it. So if y'all talk about it, y'all talk about it. Do what y'all do. Do what y'all do. Do what y'all do. If Stefanski get any job, the NFL Brotherhood is saying job well done. I think so too. No, keep Stanky away from ATL. Yeah, don't send him. They don't want him down there. They don't want him. And the Atlanta games are so hype, so much fun to go to. They don't want Stefanski. They don't want Stefanski. They don't want him. All right, what we got next up on the docket? What we got next? All right, so we got this, y'all. I found this so funny. Zedric once said this to me. He said, "I'm not wrong. I'm just early." And I thought it was really funny when he said that. Now, when you actually look at things through a football lens, you will hear people, they got to go through it. You got to go through it. So let's hear what they're going to say. I'm only going to play about 40 seconds of this.
He invested some time playing him and starting him. Why can't he be a viable?
Yeah, Casey, I said, nah, nah, do your thing. Hey, do your thing. Do your thing. Do your thing.
Third string quarterback. What is this thing where we're going to try to find anything? By the time you get to Malik Willis and Mac Jones, you're playing yourself. You really gonna tell yourself you that's what you're talking yourself into? Mac Jones?
I can't believe Malik Willis is gonna get, like, he's barely played.
$20 million for Malik Willis?
How many teams need a starting quarterback right now?
But
how many teams need a starting quarterback? Y'all just get into this? How long ago did we introduce Lil Johnny? That's all we got. That's all we need. We don't need nothing else from them. So let's take that down. How long ago did we introduce Lil Johnny? And I said, it's not enough good free agent quarterbacks. It's not enough quarterbacks coming out in the draft. Some of these teams will continue to have the quarterbacks that they have on their roster. It will be on the roster next year. So here we go. Here we go. Let's get to it. So where we at? Where is it at? I got it here. Felix, what's going on? How you feeling? Bull change the subject as always. Lil Johnny, you were here before and you were explaining this. So explain this again for me. My dog just ate my macarons. I went out the room for 5 minutes and my beautiful cookies are gone. I only had 3. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. All right. That dog is going to be on the sugar high. Let's go.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
In the 2026 draft, only 2 quarterbacks have first-round grades.
But I got 7 teams. That means 5 are stuck with Okay, plan B. Gonna figure this out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Lil Johnny told y'all. Lil Johnny told y'all a long time ago. Let me run it back. It's only 10 seconds. Run it back, Lil Johnny.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
In the 2026 draft, only 2 quarterbacks have first-round grades.
But I got 7 teams. That means 5 are stuck with Okay, plan B. Gonna figure this out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
In the 2026 draft, only 2 quarterbacks have first-round.
There you go, y'all. I've been telling y'all. It's more teams that need quarterbacks than there are good quarterbacks. Lil Johnny told y'all a long time ago, count out the teams. Now people are actually counting out the teams and they're like, wait, so our quarterback room is going to be the same. Remember people were saying, get rid of the entire quarterback room in Cleveland and start over. How, Sway? If you ain't got the answers, just say you ain't got the answers.
Relax. You ain't got the answers.
I'm asking you
You
a
ain't
question.
been doing the education.
Just say you ain't got the answers. just say you ain't got the answers. That's all you got to do. But these people are so late to the party. They're not even fashionably late. They're extremely late. They're extremely late to the party. So that's why it's not that much I can even respond to the stuff that they do because they are so late. We had this conversation a month ago, maybe. Then we had the conversation again with Shannon Sharp. And remember I said, however much money Shannon Sharp wants to give away, that's how much I'll bet him that the Browns are not going to be going out here to try to upgrade no quarterback because of their financial situation and because of the quarterbacks available and because of the quarterbacks in the draft. Remember I said that? I said that. Now they're finally doing the math. Man, 9 teams need quarterbacks. They even threw the idea of Kyler Murray. What are we doing, man? What are we doing? If this is the competition when it comes to this sports talk thing, they're gonna have me out here looking like Nostradamus. They're gonna have me looking like Nostradamus when I'm talking about this stuff because they are so far behind because they spend so much time speaking on nonsense instead of looking at the facts of what's going on out there. They so far behind, y'all. Way behind. Way behind. It's crazy. D, what is your take on if Deshaun Watson goes to the Giants? I don't see it. I don't see the Giants taking on his contract, and I don't see the upside for them to take on his contract, and I don't see the upside for the Browns really. Well, the Browns will probably try to do it, but I just don't see the upside. I see it as a low likelihood of happening. I think Deshaun is going to be right there on the bench. I think he'll be right there on the bench, right where he's at. I call Shedeur for a 70% completion rate next year. He could do it. He can do it. He could do it. You get one of those. You get a Clint Kubiak. Clint Kubiak has Sam Darnold over a 70% completion percentage. So he can do it. Ty Monken got a second interview Monday too. It's a few second interviews. Yeah, Ty Monken, that's a no for me, dog. That's a no for me. I don't want no parts of that. Go somewhere. I know that feeling. My dog tried to eat my cheesecake. She was gonna get it. Yeah, I don't have it. I love dogs. I don't have a dog right now, but they don't play, especially with certain foods. They go crazy. And dogs are way more laser focused when they really want. Way more laser focused when they really want something, especially food. They will figure out a way. Throwback, y'all. I used to have a Rottweiler named Biggie. Biggie was probably 140 pounds, and Biggie figured out how to open his crate, and he even taught himself to open doors. So dogs, when they got enough time, they will figure some stuff out. So it got to the point where he was just in the house. I just wouldn't let him. I don't play the dogs in the bed stuff. I didn't play that at all. I don't play that. But Biggie learned how to open doors. So once your dog is opening doors, man, you like, what we doing here? So shout out to all of y'all dogs. Let him live. Let him live. Let him live. Where we at? Besides G. Bush and Tyvis, does anyone else in that program play football, or is their analysis based on what someone else tells them? Jimi Hendrix, is all about what somebody else tells them. Nobody else right there, at least that we just showed, play football. None of them. Extremely late and woefully ignorant. Brent, for real. Should they keep Reese? Wet 11s, no. No, they should not keep Reese. Falcons, please, no. Bijan and Drake has to be protected, for real. I'd be very happy with the first 2 picks being offensive linemen. Brent, you speaking my language. I pray whatever coach they pick believes in Shedeur. I think that's kind of the only route. It's the only route to turn around the Browns. They even talking about Mac Jones and Malik Willis. The Browns QB is good in my opinion. For real, the QB room is not at the high. It's not at the top of the list of what you need to upgrade on the Browns. Mac Jones, no. Malik Willis, no. I'm cool. He ain't no baby. He's a big boy, 90-pound standard doodle. I only have 4 in the pack. Lil Johnny had 4 cookies and I ate 1. How many should I have left? You should have 3 left. Come get this dog. Come get this dog. I'm envisioning a trade for a lineman or receiver. Yeah, I think they're going to take every route possible to upgrade. Also, tight end. Don't sleep on tight end. If the Browns don't sign David Njoku to a 1-year deal, we need to add a better tight end. We need to add another tight end to pair with Harold Fannin. Based on how the NFL is played now, you need 3 tight ends that you feel very comfortable with having on the field at one time. So we definitely need another. We need to add tight end. So even if we don't trade, even if we don't draft a tight end, which I would like to see us draft a tight end, but if we can't draft one, I want to see us trade for another tight end. I just read that one. Who you think will take Kyler Murray? Kyler Murray has one of those. He has one of those contracts. It's kind of, I'm pretty sure it's kind of similar to Tour with a lot of dead money. So I'm not sure. I'll have to look at this contract a little bit more. I don't know enough about the situation to speak on it, but Kyler Murray as a prospect, somebody desperate will take him. Not Biggie. Yeah, Key Mathis, his name was Biggie, and it's funny. So I used to play this Kanye song. What song did Biggie used to sing to? He used to be howling like crazy. It was on that Kanye album. It was on that Kanye album, I think, with like a red bar on it. I can't think of the song, but Biggie used to go crazy when I played that song. And also, Biggie is a big Adele fan. So when it's time to go to sleep, so he can just calm down, I would just play Adele. Adele is one of my favorite artists. So I would play Adele, and he know, all right, time to chill out, time to relax. So it was funny because I named him Biggie, and then he was big into music too. So it's funny. The QB position was the last skill position dominated by the pale men. They see that vanishing, and that's why they hop up these boring pale dudes at QB. They're looking for a savior. The savior is not coming. You got to build an entire team. My Yorkie ate my chopstick burger and went and hid. For real. Felix, a dog will go through all desperate measures when it comes to some food. Especially if something smells good to them, they'll do whatever. Biggie was he was big. Like I said, he was 140 pounds, but he could jump up, put his paws on the counter, snatch stuff off the counter, everything. I just had to train it out of him, though. The fact that they are doing a few second interviews Monday tells me they're trying to make a decision sooner than later. They may have already someone in mind. They might have someone in mind, but if they don't at least speak to some of these guys from winning teams, then I think they're tripping. I heard they signed a wide receiver from the CFL. Yeah, they did wet 11s. I think he's going to be more of a – they're looking for a kick returner, punt returner, and they need to secure that with somebody young, hopefully. It must be nice to get a job you don't qualify for. I guess it all comes down to who you know. Jimi Hendrix, for real. That is it. All right, let's keep this thing moving forward. Let's get to Emory Hunt. Emory Hunt, not moving, not wavering. Let's get this down. We don't need to see these guys anymore. And let's get to Emory Hunt. Where is it at? Let's take this down. Where we at?
What's up?
I think Stefanski takes a gap year, to be honest. I don't think he gets a head coaching job this cycle. I think he gets a break and then comes back in 2027 cycle and picks up a job. I don't think we'll see him get a head coaching opportunity this cycle around, in my opinion.
Emory, how should the Browns attack the quarterback position this offseason?
Shedeur Sanders is the QB1 for the Cleveland Browns, and this is why I hated the whole discourse throughout the season, because they put up new graphics and new splatter charts and all kind of colorful charts that show, oh, look what Shedeur Sanders rate. But they always leave out the fact that this dude got 7 weeks of starters reps, and he went 3-4 in those starts. And within those seven losses, 5 of those, they were in the ball game. So it's not like they were getting blown out. The Bears game was the only game where they were really outclassed. Even were in that San Francisco game before the score looked like it looked in the end. So if people here's the thing. Everyone just hates on Shedeur Sanders because it's the cool thing to do. It's like hating on the Browns being the Browns, right? So looking at this team as a team that can be a very good team. So the fact that they had a guy, they got 7 weeks of starters reps with a roster that was injured on the offensive side of football, and they went 3-4 in those starts, won 2 of the last 3 games, 2 tough games, the teams that was trying to fight for the postseason, 1 being the rival, 2 being the rival, your Bengals and Steelers. I just don't see how you can not see the upside that, man, if we give this dude a full offseason and build around him with some receivers, stockpiled at offensive line, some guys are going to come back healthy, this guy can get us to where we need to be and have us competitive. And it's funny how when you empower somebody, you get the best of that person. And when they empowered Shedeur, spoke life into him, you saw how he responded. And I think that's something that people that will never see because they don't want to see it, but the answer is right there in-house on a 5th-round rookie contract. So take full advantage before you have to break the bank. And your veteran is already on the roster too, and Deshaun Watson. So I think they are in a good spot to attack the draft and really bolster the offensive line, bolster the receiving core. You got great depth in the backfield, and Shedeur Sanders could be your guy. We saw that manifest itself out there on the field when he played in those 7 weeks.
Is there anyone?
Talk to him, Emory. It's right there. This stuff is spelled out for you. So if you got an issue with Shedeur being a starter, that's a you problem. We don't care. If you got an issue with Deshaun Watson being on the team, that's a you problem. We don't care. The The person that these people claim they're going to feel comfortable with and all this stuff is not coming. The roster is the roster when it comes to quarterback. They have way more pressing needs. So all the people who were talking all that trash, they're going to do this, they're going to do that, miss me with it, y'all. Miss me with it. I like how he just says how he feels. He stands on it, and he gives his reasons why. People who don't understand football, talking too much about football, it'll make your head hurt because they don't know what they're talking about. Emory was on point. Yes, he was. They want to build a team around those rookies. Our rookies are different. They are hungry, and you got to build off hungry players. You need a hungry coach. AB ain't stupid. Out with the old, in with the new. For real. The only way you couldn't see it is if you don't want to. For real. Got to be blind. I like how Emory always stand on business and keep it all football and brings the facts. For real. Shedeur could have won that Minnesota and Jets game plus the games DG and Joe Flacco won. Shedeur probably could have won the first game of the year. I don't think people realize how bad Joe Flacco was down the stretch in that Cincinnati game. He was bad, y'all. He was bad. And if y'all want, if you're a Patreon member, if you want, I'll break down Joe Flacco's first game. That game was so bad. It was so bad, y'all. I was like, what is he doing? When we were in field goal range on that third down, I still remember it like it was yesterday. He stepped up in the pocket. He turned his back to the line of scrimmage, ran into a defender. He was tripping. Joe Flacco was so bad at the end of that first game. So Shedeur could have did a lot better. Just started from game one. So especially with the healthy offensive line, healthy guys out there. So, but they missed the opportunity. They should have won more games. Those are the facts. Someone for D. Josh Scribbs and the owner of Zanzibar partnering to open Sazani Oceans, a contemporary seafood restaurant on Shedeur Square, should be open by Valentine's Day. Oh, that's what's up. I've been to Zanzibar. Someone for it. Is Zanzibar still down there on, man, what is that street? Right at the corner of East 4th? I can't think of the name of the street, but it was at the corner. I think it was down there at the corner of East 4th when I went there, or somewhere right in that area. But I went to Zanzibar back in the day when it first opened. But right in Shedeur Square. So they doing some stuff in Shedeur Square. My grandma still lives in that area. She still lives in that area. You can get there right from the airport. just jump on the rapid. You can take the rapid right there. Especially, I'm a seafood guy, so next time I'm back home, I'm definitely have to check it out. I love how Emory stands on business, for real. He not moving off of his square. I think Atlanta wants Brian Flores. Yeah, Brian Flores got some options. Have they interviewed any diversity candidates besides the Dolphins' former coach? They interviewed, we talked about him the other day. His name is Nate, I think it's Shield Chase, the play drawer and passing game coordinator from the Rams, who I like a lot. The Browns put it out there on their social media today regarding his interview. So they are definitely interviewing some diversity candidates, or in the NFL, the Rooney Rule. They're following the Rooney Rule, it seems like. Swartz is getting the second interview. I don't mind the Swartz second interview. Swartz could, the same way I said, if you pair a younger offensive coordinator with somebody like Jim Swartz, you can also make Jim Swartz the head coach and pair him with a young offensive guy and have him as the OC and have him quarterback the offense. So it's a lot of ways you could do it. Key Mathis says, yes, do the breakdown, D. All right, I got you. I'll get it out on Patreon of Joe Flacco's first game, because it wasn't good. And I think people forgetting it wasn't good. Someone for it, they still down there. Man, Zanzibar been open for a while, for a long time. Lima had the nerve to say they continue to get worse with Shedeur. He a hater. Yeah. Detroit Gemini, turn off that station. Turn that whole station off. Change the channel. Didn't Flacco almost throw a pick that was caught for a touchdown by Tillman that game? No. Beast, that's one of the Browns. They put that as one of their top plays. That happened against the Baltimore Ravens. This is what I'm going to do. So now we got some time. Film breakdowns can get a little bit more creative from the season. So on the docket, I'm going to do a film breakdown of Joe Flacco versus Cincinnati Bengals. Let me take notes. I don't want to miss. We're going to do This is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna do Flacco versus the Bengals. Let me write it down. I'm gonna do Flacco versus the Bengals. Then I'm gonna do all of Joe Flacco's interceptions and all of Dylan Gabriel's interceptions. I'm gonna do that breakdown for y'all. So we already went through Shedeur's interceptions. If you're on Patreon, if you're a paid member on Patreon, you got to see that. And we're gonna do Flacco and Dylan's interceptions, because then you'll see, and then also I'll do a breakdown of the top plays that the Browns pick. So you definitely want to be on Patreon. So let me write that down. I'll work on these breakdowns. I'll have at least 2 of these 3 breakdowns out to y'all next week on Patreon. At least 2 of these 3 will be on Patreon. Patreon is where we're building a community at. Over there, we got posts. We have a lot of interaction over there. We talk about a lot of different things, and we also get creative with the film breakdowns. So definitely tap into the Patreon. The link will be in the chat. You'll see the bot talking about Patreon. Patreon link is there. For the things I'm speaking on now, these are things that don't get released on YouTube, and these are also things that are part of the paid membership. So if you're a super supporter, or if you are part of the all access crew, these are the stuff that you'll get to see that I do over there that's unique only for Patreon. So also, this is a good time to say shout out to my Patreon peeps. Shout out to my Patreon peeps. You definitely want to tap in. We building a good community over there. Good community, a lot of camaraderie. So you definitely want to tap in to the Patreon community. Haslam mentioned they should have won more games. The Browns' social media post about Shedeur Sanders makes me think they are rolling with him as QB1. Black Pearl, you on to something. You're on to something. Bengals should have been a W. Ravens probably would have still been a loss. Packers win. Vikings win. Pittsburgh, he calling that a win. I think they're 3-3 with Shedeur running the gauntlet. That wasn't really a gauntlet. No, the tougher teams were at the end of the year. The real gauntlet was the last 6 games. Oh, see, Zedric, you on top of it. You beat me to it. If it wasn't for Kevin Stefanski play calling, he could have won against the Titans and the Bills too. Yeah, the opportunities were there. Kevin Stefanski was just doing some bad decisions. Clock management was bad. Also, his timing on when to go for it on 4th down was bad a lot of times. Why don't we want Brian Flores? Who don't want Brian Flores? I told y'all the whole year Brian Flores was my top candidate. I think Brian Flores is going to. So usually coaches get a good 2 runs on 2 different teams in the NFL. Brian Flores' next situation, I think he's going to rate it based on the team that's probably closest to success. So to me, if I was Brian Flores, I would be looking at the Baltimore Ravens first. Also, the type of defense that Brian Flores runs. He runs an exotic style defense. He runs a lot of zone. He disguises a lot. That fits with the players that the Baltimore Ravens have. So if I'm Brian Flores, my number 1 choice is Baltimore. I want Brian Flores, but the Streamlabs bot is tripping. My bad, Black Pearl. Hopefully it didn't time you out. This bot, I don't know what he on. I don't know what he on. My bad, Black Pearl. The bot is tripping. You didn't post a link. I don't know what that is. This bot, man. This bot be tripping. If I was Brian Flores, my number 1 choice would be to go pair up with Lamar. When he was in Miami, he was one of the people that wanted Lamar to come down there. So I just see him probably going to Baltimore. Once some of these other jobs opened up, I just was like, we probably not gonna get Brian Flores, because if you are a head coach, you want to go somewhere that has a solidified QB. This is not a knock to Shedeur. But at this point in their careers, Lamar is way more established than Shedeur is, and he doesn't have to change as much for the defense. So Brian Flores coming here, our defense is not, we don't have the players to run his defense. So I will go to Baltimore. It's a better fit for Brian Flores overall. So who has Flores interviewed for? I saw two of the teams he interviewed for. He did one DC interview and one head coach interview. I think he interviewed for the Steelers. I think the Steelers head coach. So he's out there. He's hitting the circuit. Brian Flores, since he's not under contract, they're not announcing all of his interviews because they don't have to get permission. So he can just interview. So his aren't getting announced the same way. They should have won more games last year and been relevant in the division. I agree. I totally agree. I agree. I agree. All right, what we got next? What we got next up on the docket? What we got next? Let's keep pushing it forward. Let's keep pushing it forward. Welcome back, Shanithia. Welcome back. Let's keep pushing it forward. Okay, so we got Emory Hunt. We finished that one. Now, this is what we're going to do, y'all. This is what Jason Lloyd initially said. This is what I put out there. I can see Lamar in Miami. I don't see Lamar leaving. I don't see Lamar leaving Baltimore if he gets the coach that he wants to pair with, because Brian Flores wanted Lamar in Miami earlier. So I could definitely see Lamar staying there and getting Brian Flores. It matches. Honestly, Flores just feels right for Baltimore. He has that winning attitude and grit they need. I agree. All right, this is what Jason initially said.
First quarterback this century by drop back per EPA. He's worse than Jamarcus Russell.
Okay, explain that. Like, I know we've talked about it before.
This is where he's going to start to get in trouble. He thought that was going to be the mic drop. He was going to be able to say that. Nobody was going to follow up. The problem is everybody sat there and said, explain.
Doesn't count everything. It is the most all-encompassing stat. And every time he...
That is not true. That is not true. It has some of the similar flaws that QBR have. But if you go back and say first 5 starts, that's where he's trying to say he's the worst. Y'all see what he's doing? He's saying this for those who haven't bothered to and won't look into it. That's a fact. That's why I knew what he was saying was wrong based on the eye test. But I said, let me find out, is he using this stat wrong? And he is. He's using it wrong, y'all. So let's get to it. This is what we're going to do. I want to show y'all EPA from this year. Sometimes we just got to show y'all. We got to show you. Let's go here. Let's unlock this. We're going to get this pulled up. Okay. That's not what we want. I got an EPA chart for y'all. And I'm just going to ask y'all a question. I'm just going to ask y'all a question about EPA. Let me move this over here. Make this. Bear with me as I adjust this. Okay, this is the EPA chart. This is for all. Actually, I want y'all to see this. Just for a second, I'm gonna pop off the screen, y'all. I'm gonna pop off the screen because I want y'all to be able to see this. This is what we got. Now let me take this down. Let me take my nameplate down so y'all can see. I'll be back in a second. But this is the EPA chart. We're gonna make it full screen so y'all can see it. I use a minimum of 50 plays because that's around 1.5 NFL starts. Closer to 2 NFL starts, depending on how much the team throws the ball. So that's the reason why I use 50 plays minimum. Now, when you look at this, Shedeur Sanders is not the worst. He's definitely not the highest. Malik Willis is the highest. I looking at Jason like you was at the fight. For real. Now, this is the EPA chart. You see, basically everybody is in the middle. Now, we're going to attack the credibility of EPA. And the way we're going to do that is I'm going to show y'all the top 10 quarterbacks based on EPA. So the number one quarterback is Malik Willis. Does anybody believe, I can come back on the screen now. Does anybody believe Malik Willis is the top quarterback in the NFL? Does anybody believe that? Anybody? Would anybody say, oh man, Malik Willis, he's the top quarterback? Nobody would say that. Make this right here. Let me get my nameplate back and let me set that up. Let me set that up. Let me set that up. Let me set it up because we're going to go through it. We're going to go through it. We're going to go through it. Shout out to Selmo for it. Shout out to Selmo for it.
Oh my God! Wow!
I got money.
Shout out to Selmo for it. Sending that 2026. Off the record, D, don't miss in 2026. 100. I appreciate you, Selmo, for it. We're going to break this thing down, y'all. I'm going to give you the answers to the test, and I'm going to show you how these people don't understand what they're talking about. Shout out to Selmo for it. I appreciate you. 216 in the building, y'all. 216 in the building. Now, let's do this. Actually, let me pull it up on my end off the screen so I can see it. So I'm just gonna run these quarterbacks. I'm gonna say some names. Hey, Ms. Brown, how you doing? Now this is the list. This is the list right here. Let me get this pulled up. Okay, I got to pull it up now. Now this is the list. I got the list pulled up. I'm gonna ask y'all some questions. Is Drake May the second best quarterback in the NFL? It's going to get a little bit tougher, y'all. Let's not do it that way. Let's do it this way. Let's do it this way. I'm going to say the top 5 for EPA, and I just want y'all to tell me if these are the top 5 quarterbacks in the NFL. These are the top 5. The top 5 for EPA in the NFL this year: Malik Willis, Drake May, Jameis Winston, Jordan Love, and Brock Purdy. Would anybody say those are the top 5 quarterbacks in the NFL? Would anybody say that? Would anybody say that? Let me give you 6 through 10. Let me give you 6 through 10. 6 through 10. Josh Johnson. Y'all don't even know who that is, do y'all? Josh Allen, Matthew Stafford, Snoop Huntley, and Daniel Jones. Does anybody believe this is an accurate representation of the top 10 quarterbacks in the NFL? When I tell y'all EPA is a team stats, this is Exhibit A. Exhibit A. Those are the top 10 quarterbacks for the entire regular season graded by EPA. Now, all we had to do was ask you the question. All we had to do was ask you the question. Now you see now you see what EPA highlights just based on the quarterbacks that it is highlighted. I think this is is this offense efficient? That's what EPA highlights, y'all. That's exactly what it highlights. Now that we got that out the way, we got one barrier out the way. One barrier out the way about EPA. I did not say Caleb Williams. Caleb Williams, he not up there top 10, Selmo, for it. He not up there. Let me hit y'all with him again. Malik Willis, Drake May, Jameis Winston, Jordan Love, Brock Purdy, Josh Johnson, Josh Allen, Matthew Stafford, Snoop Huntley, and Daniel Jones. Those are the top 10 performing quarterbacks graded by EPA with a minimum of 50 snaps. I use 50 snaps because for most teams, that is 2 games worth of throws. So that is who EPA says is the best. That's who they says is the best. Now, We're not just gonna keep this dry. Let's go here. Jason, you got to go. We don't need Jason no more. Let's go here.
First and
there's another flaw to EPA. Another major flaw at EPA. Jason is even going to highlight this. Willis played multiple games. He played in multiple games. Wet 11s. He played in multiple games. Now, EPA, this is, to me, this is the biggest flaw in EPA. I said this when I broke down EPA previously, and I'm going to say it again. EPA negatively impacts you on first down. It's 1st and 10. It's 1st and 10. If you complete a pass for 4 yards on first down, so you're staying ahead of the sticks, that is a negative pass play based on EPA. If you speak to any person who has ever participated in the sport of football on any level, they will tell you getting 4 yards on first down is a positive. They will even tell you some teams push for 4 yards on first down so they can stay ahead of the sticks. EPA grades this negatively. They grade it negatively. Josh Johnson is a journeyman quarterback who's played on like 9 different teams. He started a couple games at the end of the year for the Washington Commanders. Now, let's break this down. This is going to be, let me get to it. I want to show y'all. Where is it at? I think it's going to be here. I'm going to show y'all what teams try to do on first down.
10. It might sound counterintuitive, but the goal of 1st and 10 plays is usually not to get all 10 yards. It's to get 4 to 6 yards and set up a more manageable second down. When you aim for the full 10 yards, you increase risk. An incompletion, now it's 2nd and 10. Take a sack, now it's 2nd and 16. Holding penalty, now it's 1st and 20. Coordinators are playing a numbers game and use what's called 2-down planning, meaning they know they have another 2 downs after first down to move the sticks. A short gain on first down makes play action and unpredictability deadly. Defenses often play more vanilla coverages on 1st and 10 to feel out the offense, which is a prime time for the offense to set up fake tendencies. We'll talk more about that in a moment. Teams scoring on drives almost always win first down. There's about a 20 to 25% chance that a team will convert the first down from 1st and 10, and about a 75% chance that they'll convert the series when starting at 1st and 10.
Okay, so did y'all see that? Teams, they get that 4 to 6 yards on first down, convert that series into a first down 70% of the time. 70% of the time, y'all. So EPA is telling you teams having success is a negative thing. That is a flaw in EPA. I just wanted to show y'all that because when I said in my previous video on EPA, EPA has similar flaws as QBR, and I gave the example. If it's 3rd and 9 and you go for it, or 3rd and 9 and you complete a pass and you get 8 yards, you will be negatively impacted by EPA. I explained that to y'all. And these are the stats that Jason Lloyd is going by. How many different scenarios can I give y'all on the football field where even if you don't get the first down, it makes sense to get a chunk of yards to help your team out? So since I watched the film and Jason Lloyd doesn't watch the film, I'll recall off the top of my brain some scenarios where you could have done that. Let's go to the Chicago Bears game. Who remembers the very first drive for the Cleveland Browns Chicago Bears game? They fielded a punt. They fielded a punt. They didn't get enough yards. They took a penalty. They ended up at the half-yard line because they had multiple penalties. Now, would it make more sense to try, if you're throwing from your end zone, would it make more sense for you to wait until somebody gets open past 10 yards? or for you to get room for your punter to punch you out of that hole. That's a situation where EPA would say that's a bad plan. People who coach football, people who coach offense, people who play the game would tell you, you want to get your punter room so you're not pinned deep and they can't just flip the field on you. That's a knock on EPA, y'all. That's a knock on EPA. And off the top of my head, I gave you a real life scenario that actually happened this year where doing something that goes against EPA is better for the team. These are the flaws in EPA, y'all. These are the flaws in EPA. So when I said with my whole chest, Jason Lloyd, you're using this stat wrong, you don't understand the game of football, I meant it. I meant it. Now, let's get to this article that Jason Lloyd put out. Now, I'm thinking Jason Lloyd is going to come with that ether, y'all. I'm thinking Jason Lloyd is about to shut the game down. I'm thinking he's coming with a not like us. That's what I'm thinking. That's what I'm preparing for. I'm thinking when he dropped this article, it's going to take me 2 days to break this thing down and make sure I can hit all his major points. Y'all, he dropped the article. I was laughing. This the best you got? Do y'all remember in the Anthony Joshua and Jake Lloyd fight? Jake was landing punches on Anthony Joshua and it meant nothing. As soon as Anthony Joshua was ready, he got Jake Lloyd in that corner. He hit him with that pap pap. Broke his jaw in 2 places. That's what's happening, y'all. and y'all don't have to guess which one I am. I definitely ain't Jake Paul in this situation, y'all. Let's keep it going. Let's check out the article. So I just highlighted some clips. If you on Patreon, once I finish up the stream, if you're on Patreon, I'll put the article there for y'all. I took some screenshots of it, but I'll put it there for y'all. So this is his article. I'm gonna take this full screen just for a second. I want y'all to see. So I'm gonna take myself off the screen momentarily, and I want y'all to see this because there's some certain points that he is going to show the flaw in what he's doing. So let's fit the screen. Let me take this nameplate down. Take it down. This is his ether. This is what he thought he was doing. Shedeur Sanders' metrics weren't very good, but what is correctable by next season? So he tries to ask a question, try to use that classic writer. Let me build up the intrigue. Let me pull you in. So let's start to break down EPA. And this is where I say Jason Lloyd was lying on Shedeur. Remember, the key thing he said was the worst quarterback in first starts since 2000. Well, he had to backtrack on that, y'all. This is Jason Lloyd's words. Since the start of the 2000 season, Sanders' first 7 starts rank 167th out of 184 NFL quarterbacks in expected points added per dropback, according to True Media. Why is that important, y'all? In his own words, in his article, he has to backtrack on the statement that he made that got everybody talking. Just like that, he had to backtrack. He had to backtrack on his own statement. Remember the first thing I told y'all? What was the first thing I said about EPA and Jason Lloyd? I said, the eye test tells me Shedeur Sanders is not the worst since 2000. And I named guys who threw 5 interceptions in the first half of their first start. And I said, Shedeur is better than them. Jason Lloyd don't know what he's talking about. Let me read y'all some other things from this article, because this just further explains that Jason Lloyd does not understand the game of football. He doesn't understand it, y'all. So a big knock on Shedeur for EPA is he throws interceptions on early downs. So Shedeur's interceptions, let me read his words. Let me not paraphrase. Let me read them to y'all. Let me find it here. I got it on my phone just so I can see it a little bit clearer. Okay. The EPA/dropback formula hammers quarterbacks for throwing interceptions on first and second downs, since these are typically scenarios when quarterbacks don't need to force things. 8 of Sanders' 10 interceptions this year came on first or second down. Okay. We talked about interceptions the other day. After the playoff games, I said it's not when or if you throw an it's actually more when you throw an interception, not if you throw an interception. Does that say empty yards? Get out of here. Wait till I break that one down, Cedric. Yes, it says empty yards. So we watch teams win games where guys had multiple turnovers. We watched CJ Stroud, interception, 2 fumbles. We watched Justin Herbert have a lot of sacks. It's when it happens, it affects you. We watched Trevor Lawrence throw an interception to end Jacksonville's season. It's when it happens is more important, not that it actually happens. If your team is able to come back and win, even though you threw the interception, how bad could it be? We watched Caleb Williams first half. We watched Caleb Williams second half. They won the game. The second highest person in EPA from the first round of Wild Card Weekend was Jordan Love. They lost the game. So it doesn't correlate to wins and losses when you're talking about it. It doesn't. So we don't got to worry about that, Jason. That's your lack of understanding, Sean. You might want to cover that up. Cover that up. It's not good. Now, what Cedric just called out, does that say empty yards? It does. Lastly, this is his last point. Or actually his second point. Late down sacks are also penalized more high in EPA. Late down sacks, when you're really trying to get stuff done and make stuff happen, you have to hold the ball longer. If it's 3rd and long, EPA, that's a big impact to EPA, which makes no sense. Because just think about it. 3rd and 10, I'm going to have to hold the ball longer. 3rd and 10, I'm going to have to hold the ball longer than 3rd and 4. 3rd and 6. Think about it. Lack of understanding, y'all. Lack of understanding. That's his second point. His last point that Cedric was talking about. Lastly, empty yards. For a completion to be deemed successful in analytics, the play must gain at least half of needed yards on first or second down. To keep an offense on track, it must convert on 3rd or 4th down. This is EPA, y'all. This is where the nerds lost it because they don't understand what they're watching. So they said, let's come up with the formula. Let's come up with the formula that helps us understand something we don't understand. So a 4-yard completion on 1st and 10, for example, or a 12-yard completion on 3rd and 15 is not considered positive for EPA. He doesn't know what he's talking about. EPA doubles down on people not understanding what they're watching. So I hope y'all didn't forget it. He said he was the worst QB since 2000. That was proven false by his own words. I told y'all the EPA is flawed based on things it tracks and how it grades a player. I showed y'all and I gave you the example of when it can make sense for you not to push to get it first down, but to get better field position to make room for your punter. I showed y'all the top 10 quarterbacks in EPA. Nobody believes that they're the actual top 10 quarterbacks in the NFL. Do y'all need more data on EPA? Or can we look at EPA through the lens of a good stat, not a great stat, but it's a team stat? Jason Lloyd is even going to say in there, people said EPA is a team stat and he disagrees with it. I don't care if you disagree. You're wrong, Jason. You're wrong. Jason, look, man. I don't want to keep having to put you on a summer jam screaming and embarrassing you. I don't want to keep doing this. But if you keep throwing the ball to me underhand, I'm smacking home runs every time. Every single time. You can get better. You can study the game. You can get a better understanding so you don't have to use stats that you don't fully understand when you quote the stats. You don't got to keep going outside, man. You don't have to. You don't have to. If you want to, that's on you. Michael Jordan, talk to him.
Stop it. Get some help.
Get some help, man. Get some help. You don't got to keep going out like this, man. You don't got to keep going out like this. But if you're going to keep making it easy for me, I'm going to keep making this content crushing your points. Hey, losers going to be losers, I guess, y'all. Losers going to be losers, I guess, y'all. So this is the EPA. Now, another point I'll highlight for y'all. He says all these names and all these busts. In my first EPA video, I said, why is he not using the quarterbacks from this year? Well, there's a reason for that. In his own chart, where he highlights the lowest EPA, you want to know some names that he just left off the list? Bryce Young, number 1 overall pick, first 7 starts. His EPA was lower than Shedeur. Y'all heard that correctly. Bryce Young, number 1 overall pick, all the reps, team built around him, first 7 starts, lower than Shedeur. Lower than Shedeur. Everybody said, we don't believe them, but everybody said this was a 1 quarterback draft, y'all. It's a 1 quarterback draft. The only quarterback that everybody wants is Cam Ward. They only want Cam Ward. G. Bush talked to him about Cam Ward. Y'all want to know something? Whoops, my sound was off. My bad, y'all. Shedeur Sanders' EPA was a negative 0.21. Guess what Cam Ward's was, y'all? Where you at, Cam? You right here. I believe Cam Ward was a negative 0.21. Let me get on the chart. Where you at, Cam? Cam Ward was a negative 0.23. So Cam Ward was only slightly better, but Cam Ward was the knock it out the park, the only quarterback worth taking this year? Now you see why he don't want to mention Cam Ward? Cam Ward had all the reps. They fired a coach for Cam Ward. They signed receivers that Cam Ward played with in college. They're building this thing around Cam Ward. Cam Ward was only slightly better. He was only slightly better, y'all. You know who else is right there by Cam Ward? J.J. McCarthy. Remember they said J.J. McCarthy would have went 1 overall in this draft? J.J. McCarthy's right there. Do y'all find it funny that every time Jason Lloyd speaks on this stuff, he never mentions those guys? Remember, I said, how does this compare to quarterbacks this year? I know better, y'all. I watch these games. I watch these quarterbacks. Cam Ward, I would say, has done worse with more opportunity than Shedeur. J.J. McCarthy has an offensive-minded head coach, one of the top offenses in the league last year. They insert J.J. McCarthy. They got receivers out the wazoo. They got tight ends out the wazoo. They got running backs. J.J. McCarthy still did not perform. It doesn't fit the narrative, folks. It doesn't fit the narrative. So, this was a little dry. This wasn't the video and all those things. But this was to put this to bed. These people who use stats because they don't understand what they're looking at. They don't get it, y'all. They don't know what they're looking at. Since they don't know what they're looking at, they do stuff like this. They do stuff like this, y'all. And they get up there and puff their chests out like they know what they're talking about. I got one more question for y'all. One more question. Will y'all be listening to Jason Lloyd speak on the NFL next year? That's the question. Let me repeat it. Will anybody who is currently watching me after I broke down EPA, showed you the flaws in it, showed you how Jason Lloyd does not know what he's talking about when it comes to football, will any of y'all be watching Jason Lloyd talk about the NFL next year? It's too easy, y'all. This is softball. This was an underhanded pitch. This was not a fastball. This was not a changeup. This was not him, pressing the strike zone. This was none of that. So if you were going to listen to him, you now know why you should never listen to him again. Get some help, Jason. Get some help.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
Every time Jason talks. Y'all, I'm telling you, yesterday I was thinking about this and I was like, how we going to break this thing down? I thought he really was going to come with the smoke, y'all. I thought he really was going to come with the smoke. I was prepared for it. I was like, man, he going to go crazy. Let's see what he got. Somebody was in the chat. Somebody was on my YouTube. Hey, Jason Lloyd he said he dropping bombs. I thought he was about to be Funk Flex. I thought he was about to have that ether. He dropped a dud. Jason Lloyd.
Everybody stay on that side when they switched up. You switched up, stay on that side, man.
Change the station, y'all. Don't put yourself through it. Change the station. These guys are not worth it. They are not good at what they do. If y'all notice, initially I said he didn't know what he was talking about. Remember earlier I said, I think Jason Lloyd saw my clips. He had to give the exact same examples I gave to y'all about EPA and why it was flawed. Now you see why I said he didn't understand? Now you see why I call these guys losers? Do y'all see it? It's too easy. It's too easy. It's too easy, y'all. Year one was good. Year one, they got to shine. Year one, people listen to them. Year two will be different. It will be different, y'all. Be different. I hope y'all enjoyed this. I hope y'all understand that these people, they're not worth mentioning. They're not worth our time. They are not worth our energy. They're not worth it. They don't know what they're talking about. These guys are a joke. They're a joke. How do you try to fight back? Zedric caught it. He said, is passing yards a team stat? Come on, man. You got to do better. Fight back, Jason Lloyd. Fight back. Wouldn't you ask the question, if a team is efficient at passing the ball, wouldn't that be more a better comparison to EPA? So, y'all know what it is. This is why I do this. This is why I enjoy the fact that y'all allow me to be myself. Y'all allow me to break down what's really happening, and the information that I learned, I'm going to give it to y'all. If you came in this thing and you were wondering about EPA, we broke down EPA. You understand EPA better than Jason Lloyd. You understand why this stat should not be used this way. So y'all see it. Y'all got it. We put this thing out there. We put it on the line. Make sure you like. Make sure you comment. Make sure you subscribe. Always hit the like button on the way in. We are at this thing this weekend, y'all. Tomorrow, we got a good game. We're going to be at it 8 p.m. Sunday, we got the 6 p.m. game. Monday, Martin Luther King Day. We're going to be at this thing for the national championship. So we going back to back to back, y'all. We're going back to back to back. So hopefully y'all enjoyed this breakdown. Hopefully y'all enjoyed this. Shout out to Selmo Fudd. I appreciate your support. Don't fall for the trap. Don't give these people y'all energy. I will see y'all this weekend. Thank you, everybody. Marie said, not so fast. Not so fast. You can't leave like that.
You about to lose your job. You about to lose your job.
Everybody stay on that side when they switched up. You switched up, stay on that side, man.
Shout out to Marie. I appreciate you. One more.
Oh my God! Wow! I got money.
Marie says, another great show and breakdown, D. You bring the facts and receipts. I have to, y'all. Y'all know we keep this thing out here like CVS. We keep it like CVS. I keep it. When I told y'all I was going to bring the receipts, and when people say things, I'm going to bring it and show it. This is what we do. This is what we do. So I appreciate each and every one of y'all. I appreciate each and every one of y'all being here. Also, I'm going to be releasing more clips or longer videos from the live stream. So definitely tap in on YouTube. I'll probably drop 2 of those for y'all tomorrow before we go live tomorrow night at 8 p.m. So shout out to all of y'all. Definitely tap into the Patreon. We doing some big things over there. We enjoying ourselves. That's what I got to do, Shanithia. I have to bring the receipts because these people don't know what they're talking about. So enjoy the rest of your day. Don't let these people mess up your energy. Don't let them mess up your good vibes and change the channel on them. Peace, everybody.